What's up, guys? Max here with another episode of the ScuttleButt Show, and today we're doing Making a Sailor episode 4. Let's go. Okay, so before we get started, you guys already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like and hit those notifications and drop a comment down below if you liked the last video. If you want to see some new stuff in another video, let me know what you want to see. We're about to hit episode 4 here of Making a Sailor. I am having a great time checking these out. If you've seen the other 3, they'll be linked down below, and they'll be at something to a playlist on the end of the video probably. It has been just an all-around good time. I am seriously reliving my boot camp days. This one, I'm not sure where we're going next. This looks like P days are over. We're about to get into the real deal here. I'm looking at the home screen here. It looks dark, like it's in the middle of the night in the barracks, which I remember well, those red lights and people creeping around into the head to go to the bathroom and then back into the racks, and and people waking up in fits after having nightmares or whatever. Some crazy stories I'll share with those with you another time. All right, so without further ado, here we go. Making a Sailor episode 4. Let's go.
Good morning. Let's go, kiddo.
Yep, see, he's on watch.
Go, how do you do that?
That guy was on watch. Petty officer comes in. It's probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The RDC comes in. He doesn't care. He's just there to rile everybody up, get them started, start the chaos. That morning routine is pretty insane. You've got a couple minutes to get dressed, get your teeth brushed, get shaved, get ready. And in the beginning, it's a real challenge. I'll say that. It's a challenge.
You got 15 minutes to make your rap.
I wake up every morning and I'm like, I'm really in Navy boot camp.
Good morning.
Quit stuttering. You blew it.
It doesn't feel like we're here, and it's like you go to sleep and you wake up and then you look around and you're
like,
here.
oh crap.
You shaved yet?
Yes, petty officer.
When?
Last night, petty officer.
Did you shave this morning?
No, petty officer.
Or within the last
What
hour?
are you doing, dude?
Go shave.
All right, petty officer.
What are you
Now we're in
doing?
our permanent shift,
You know
and
the
it's
deal.
a heightened amount of stress because there are so many more pairs of eyes looking at us.
Hurry up.
It's stressful at the moment. I'm trying to get used to it, I guess.
Okay, so we just saw a face we hadn't seen before. It is not at all uncommon for other RDCs to come in and mess with you, to help with inspections. Like whenever there was a uniform inspection, it wouldn't be your RDCs doing it. It would be somebody from another division would come in and do it so that they get a fresh set of eyes. You know, your RDCs see you 24 hours a day, every day. New ones come in, they'll hit you up on some things you hadn't noticed before, that your RDCs hadn't noticed before, and give an independent, unbiased look. They'll come in and ask you questions. We even had one guy we had a recruit in our division last name Rambo, and and we were at the galley one day having lunch or breakfast or something, and the RDC goes, "Rambo, your name Rambo? I'll see you later." And that was the whole interaction. Like the dude didn't do anything wrong. Well, that RDC came to our barracks later and PT'd Rambo, and then PT'd all of us for literally no reason. That's fine, because we had a dude named Rambo in our division, and I'm okay with that. That was cool.
I believe with Division 229, when we first switched from P days where we were coaching most of the time to week 1 where we were holding them accountable, it scared a few of them that they weren't going to be able to meet the standard that we expect them to hold.
Everybody on your faces. Now.
Another new RDC.
You can't hack into what? You ready to quit? You want to quit? I can get you out of here.
All recruits, when you first pick them up from basically civilians and then get them into the week 1 training and you start using intensive training exercises on them, they really struggle. It's mostly a mindset. When someone's in your face yelling.
You guys have probably heard about, if you haven't been to boot camp, you guys have probably heard about the beatdowns. Maybe you've heard of Making It Rain, which is where you PT until sweat drips from the ceiling, from the humidity building up in there, condensation. It was never that bad, maybe like an hour, at the most. But it's funny because when you're doing those beatdowns, you think, man, these push-ups are really hard. If only I was doing flutter kicks. I could do flutter kicks forever, and then you start doing flutter kicks. You're like, oh my God, I wish I was just doing push-ups. I wish I was just doing push-ups because that was so easy compared to these flutter kicks. And even something stupid like, I think they were called dirty dogs, right? So even if you're doing like dirty dogs, you think it starts easy, but then if you do it long enough, like 5 minutes straight, it's going to get challenging. You're doing sun gods, 5 minutes. Just try it. Try to do it for jumping jacks for 5 minutes straight. and keeping count. But then you do those 8 count. Honestly, like 8 count bodybuilders might be the easiest exercise to do because it has a tempo, and you know, you got to keep the pace, the pace isn't too bad. And then it exercises your whole body. So there's constantly like one little bit of relief, but I would prefer doing 108 count bodybuilders compared to 20 push-ups over the course of 10 minutes, for example. So I don't know. That's just me. You let me know what your favorite exercise in boot camp was and when you found the hardest, and we'll have a debate.
They'll have a hard time doing 10, 15 push-ups, and they kind of start to quit on themselves before they need to.
You're quitting. You're not sweating. You're not putting any effort into it. You're just quitting. Cones.
Yes, petty officer.
Get over here. What side of the open side of your pillow go to?
The open side of the right, petty officer.
So why is your pillow backwards? Fix it!
That guy had no military bearing.
It's the same hits every day. You both had that hit yesterday. Only one of you.
You see how his buddy is trying to just not be noticed? Like he's just like ignoring it completely, kind of pretending like he's folding his laundry bag or whatever. But it looks like he's about to get some too, because you know, usually if your rack mate's messed up, you're going to get in trouble for it too. That's part of doing the buddy check. You got to do the buddy check. Make sure your buddy's good to go.
Why didn't you look at it?
I didn't see it, petty officer.
Once he makes his rack, look at it for him. It's called teamwork. Figure it out.
I have petty officer.
That's been the most challenging part, is just getting along with everyone and trying to work together and putting all differences aside and understanding that we have one goal to accomplish. So some people...
Hey man, there might be some people who never get it. Some people who are never able to work together. They never get on board with the team. They might make it through your whole boot camp with you and graduate. It is what it is, you know. Like eventually you realize somebody's just not going to get on the program. That's too bad. That will not serve them well in the fleet, not serve them well in life. But you got to move on. You got to just work with what you got. Try to motivate people. And if you see somebody who's just, you know, not getting into it, not about it, sometimes you just got to let it go, man. Just got to let it go and move on. Do the best that you can and not let that bother you, because, you know, you will be paying the price when anybody on your team fails or has having a hard time. You can expect that will affect you, but you got to keep a positive attitude and, you know, stick with the good members of the team, the people who want to be there. And if somebody really doesn't want to be there, is not putting out, and they don't get weeded out by the system, hey, it is what it is.
I've adjusted to that better than others.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, down, up, up, down, up.
Is that a 10 count bodybuilder?
Up, down, up.
So that IT session was to show them after taps they're not allowed to argue with each other, and they have to just handle things internally as a division.
What number? Then yell it. 12, 12. Do it. Do it. That's not yelling. Yell 12. 12, petty officer. No one feels sorry for you, Coleman. No one. You want to be a part of this? You want to act like them? You're going to pay for it just like they do.
But they can't bring every situation to the RDCs, and also they can't argue with each other like they're still in high school. They need to realize that they're grown women and across the hall men, and they need to handle it amongst one another.
I don't want to hear one recruit knocking on my door telling me, see me recruit so-and-so did this. Handle it amongst yourselves like grown women. You understand?
When you come to boot camp, it's not just about me as an individual, it's about us as a team.
They're not sure who's going to step up and take leadership positions, who's going to help support those leaders. So it's just a forming stage at the very beginning of boot camp where they learn how to come together and work together.
1400, head on spot, same time entry, forward hold on spot. Understand?
I'm kind of learning leadership. There's a chain of command in our division. I am a head PO. Just I clean the bathroom.
So he's saying he's in charge of cleaning the bathroom. You know, when I was in boot camp, I don't know if that's changed, but they call that the master at arms, making sure that everything's clean. That's an impossible job. You can't do it right. If he makes it through all the boot camp without getting fired at that job, good for him. That'd be pretty good, because the standard is impossible. So it's designed for you to fail and for you to experience failure and overcome failure and keep a positive attitude and deal with adversity and and poor conditions and disappointment and bad things happening to you, that's what you're really learning there. So understand the standard is impossible. You're no matter what you do, you're going to fail in the beginning. Just accept it and then work on that positive attitude. Even though you feel like you did everything right and you're still getting punished, that's life. That's just life sometimes. You got to learn that mental toughness, and that's what's going on when you get yelled at. Even though you think you did everything right in boot camp and you're still getting yelled at, that's what you learn is mental toughness, all right?
I actually enjoy doing it. I actually like to keep it clean. And what I don't enjoy is people not listening to what I tell. So, and that's when being a team comes into part.
Make sure you only hit, hey, please, in the shower.
The swim qual is so fun. The swim qual is a good time. You get to jump off like this 20-foot platform into the water. You get to figure out how to use your uniform as like a flotation device and make it into like trap air in your pants and use them to float around. You swim a couple laps. It's pretty relaxing, honestly, because you are not getting somebody in your face screaming at you. You just kind of do your own thing and swim. And you tread water for a little while. You get in and out of a life raft, I think, or that's at the end, maybe. No, I think that's during swim qual. A couple days in the pool. I hope that you know how to swim if you join the Navy. I hope you don't get surprised when you find out there's a swim test that's pass fail. But if you're prepared, it's a good time. It's fun.
I barely passed the swim.
So this is a baseline swim test to just make sure that they have the basic skills required to survive if they were to find themselves in the ocean.
So we walk in and I see the platform and I was like, okay, 10 feet is not that bad. And then you get up there and you look down and I'm like, whoa, that's 10 feet. Oh, and he says, okay, step. And I kind of hesitated, and before I knew it, I was over the edge. So once I finally got out of the pool and made my swim, I was like, okay, great. The worst part is over. And then we go to the other side and we have to jump off again. And I was like, man, why didn't they tell us this before we joined? I would have reconsidered that. But I passed. But he did inform me that I need to take swim lessons.
It doesn't look as high as it is. And it's not the fact that you're like, I'm afraid of heights, but it's the feeling. Yeah, it's the feeling your stomach gets when you drop.
You have to hold on to an inflatable boat, and everybody has to get in it one by one, and the water was really cold. But it was quick, it was fast, and I really enjoyed jumping off the tower.
Yeah, that was not fun. I did not enjoy that. Other people said that they loved it. I hope I...
What they're doing there very basically is simulating like a man overboard or abandoned ship type thing where you would have to climb into a life raft. So if you have fallen off the ship or if you had to abandon your ship for some reason and deploy all the lifeboats and you have to climb into them in the sea, in the pool, it's, no problem. You should be able to do it in the pool. In the ocean, I don't know if you guys have ever been open ocean, but it's a lot trickier to do something like that. And, you're getting flipped by waves and everything. So you have to be able to remain calm in the water. The main thing when you're in the water is being calm.
Don't go overboard.
We started off with 79 recruits, and going through the first couple of days, you lose a lot of recruits for medical reasons, for testing reasons, and a lot of times those recruits get processed back into training, so they'll continue on with another division.
We had one guy get sent back for behavioral stuff. He was fighting with people, causing problems, arguing with the RDCs. Uh-oh.
Boot camp's very challenging. We push the recruits to their limit and beyond what they think their limit is, because when they're here at boot camp, if we can push them and make them feel uncomfortable, but they keep succeeding.
Look, here's the deal. A lot of people talk about which boot camp's the hardest, Air Force. Oh, look how easy the Air Force is. They got, rooms and everything. Navy, that can't be too hard. Army, do they even go to boot camp anymore? Marines, I think, still has a reputation for being pretty tough. But here's the truth. Not everybody makes it. So think about that. So why do people not make it? It's all mental. If you can't deal with being a recruit, taking that step backwards and being a follower, you're not going to make it. If you haven't prepared beforehand studying and you fail on academics, well, that's another way to get sent back. If you didn't prepare a PT and you can't pass the PT tests, that's another way to get sent back. So the main one that I saw was behavioral. I don't think I saw any academic, and then PT was the other one, or some kind of like discovery that somebody had asthma or something like that while they were in boot camp. So I don't know what's going on with these guys. Maybe it'll tell us, but that sucks. But remember, it's not a free pass. It's not a walk off. You know, you got to show up and you got to perform and just do it for 9 weeks, and then it's over. You only have to do it once in your life. So just get through it.
Keep going through the mission, then those are going to be the sailors that are out there in the fleet ready to serve once they do graduate here. And if they find out that boot camp's not for them, it's better for us to filter out the people that are going to have an issue under pressure while they're here at boot camp before they get out there in the fleet and they need to perform, and that's the point when they decide they break. So boot camp's hard for that reason.
Even though I've only been in boot camp for a week and some change, I can see things turning, and I see goals that I can set for myself. It makes me a lot more sure of the decision that I made. I knew deep down inside I really, really, really wanted to be in the service. So it made me a lot more sure and a lot more confident that this was the best decision that I could have made for myself.
Whenever I was back at home, I used to judge myself a lot. I used to think, I'm not doing this right. What am I doing wrong in my life? And I don't have that feeling anymore. I'm satisfied with what I'm going to. I'm really satisfied.
Yesterday was our first day wearing the actual uniforms. So when we got them and I see that my name is on my right and it says U.S. Navy on the left, I'm just like, wow, like I get to wear this uniform. This is so cool. It's mind-blowing, and it's like, wow, my name is on here.
It is cool. I remember getting my uniforms for the first time, although at the time we were wearing utilities, dress whites, dress blues, summer whites, summer blues. Most of those uniforms don't even exist anymore. We had coveralls, but we didn't wear those in boot camp. They just stayed folded up. You get your socks, you get your underwear, you get your t-shirts, your covers, everything that you wear, you get there. There's no outside clothes or anything like that. Everyone's got the same stuff. And then you go in, you wear your dress blues, you try them on, and you're like, this is it. Like, this feels good. I can't wait till I earn this, you know? And then you put on your uniform for the first time, you know, your dress blues or whatever, dress whites when you walk for graduation, and it's a great feeling. So the first time you put it on, you start to like see the light at the end of the tunnel. You start to know what you're there for. So that's good. I like what she's saying, what she's feeling. The motivation is starting to get there. You start to see some transformations going on with these people. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's get back to it.
And it says U.S. Navy. Like, I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's happening. I'm so excited for graduation. I'm ready for it, and I'm excited for my family to see me in my uniform and for me to just get out of here.
I mean, that's my number one inspiration to get through this, is seeing how my parents are going to react to it, how they're going to feel, how they're going to see what I change. It's making them proud. Can't wait for graduation for one of these.
You know, it's a big motivating factor there is if you can imagine the day that you graduate and your parents being there and your family or your friends, whoever you care about, your spouse, kids, seeing you graduate boot camp or graduate, like coming home from deployment, whatever, when things are really hard, remember that day. Remember that day is going to make it all worth it. So when you're out there, things are going to suck and you're 7 weeks away from the end, or you're 9 weeks away from the end. It's day one. Remember that graduation day is coming. You might get set back 2 weeks, but it's all going to be worth it on that day. You're going to realize what you overcame, that you did something that you can be really proud of, and that your family's going to be proud of you. You don't want to be calling them up saying, hey, I quit, I'm coming home. That is not, I'm telling you, well, I don't know what that feels like, but it can't be a good feeling. So don't do that. I promise what is it saying? What's a good saying for this? The juice is worth the squeeze. Okay, I promise that.
And I feel like it's too long. It's so long away, but it's just knowing that I will make them proud.
Oh, separate because they're brothers probably. They're probably goofing off. All right, guys, that's it. That's episode 4. I really liked that one. That was good. Kind of got the hair on my arm standing up, gave me goosebumps because you're starting to see what's going on, starting to see boot camp take its course. 2 of the guys are having a hard time. I think, statistically that makes sense. They lost about a quarter of their people on the way through. We're following 4 people here, and, one of them or 2 of them was having a problem. So it adds up, think about it. Like I said, it's not a walk-off. Hey, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, drop me a comment. I'd love to see what you think. I'd love to see what you want to hear more of from me. Make sure you get over and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast listening app at The ScuttleButt Show. Just posted an episode today. There's episodes coming out there all the time. Check out the next video that's coming up here on one side of me, and I will talk to you soon.